Hi there, and welcome to WakeupData. It's Camelia, and we have decided to once again sit and gather up with our team lead from the customer success team, Lora, on my left-hand side. We'll try to answer one of the most relevant and insightful questions that we're getting from you on day-to-day basis. Lora, as a team lead of the team that is actually working with our clients every single day, has a lot of experience and knows the tricks and tips on how to manage product data. We'll begin by talking about near real-time data and how important it is to, when you're running an online shop, to have accurate such. For example, whenever there is a stock that you're running out of, or if there is a product that in certain color you're missing, how do we actually help our clients to leverage this near real-time data or the so-called hourly updates? And how can that help you to gain a competitive advantage? Lora, maybe you can answer that.
Yes, of course. So near real-time data is crucial in today's fast-paced market environments. With hourly updates, we help our clients maintain the most current information on pricing and inventory levels, which allows them to respond swiftly to market changes, such as, let's say, adjusting prices based on competitors' activity, or restocking popular items, as you already mentioned. So knowing which items are out of stock, so they can be either updated on the website or reinstocked. Which ensures that the clients remain competitive and can capitalize on demand dynamics.
Exactly. So as we mentioned, we here at WakeupData, we're always striving to give you data that is automated, data that is actually real-time updated. So you don't actually lack on any sales that you could have done. But I'm also thinking that a lot of e-commerce businesses and in general online shops are already preparing for Black Friday and starting to think about different marketing campaigns they might be running for this huge occasion, especially in the online world, the last maybe 10 years or even more than that. Why is it so important to have relevant and up-to-date data, especially for this crucial event?
So on Black Friday, or as it has been for the previous years on Black Week or Black Month, consumer demand spikes unpredictably and inventory levels fluctuate a lot. And therefore, using not real-time, but near real-time, very close to real-time data helps businesses adjust their pricing strategies on the fly, capitalize on trends, and manage their inventory more efficiently. This responsiveness does not only maximizes sales, but also improves customer experience by ensuring that popular products are in stock and are priced correctly and competitively.
Yeah, I think probably our audience can relate that maybe not once it happened that you would order a pair of lovely sandals, for example, for next year in the summer on a Black Friday, just to get an email a few minutes later that unfortunately it has been out of stock. And you're just invited to simply exchange them for another color or a different type of sandals. Just a brief example. So that's actually, I believe, quite crucial. And we do offer such an add-on at WakeupData, so you can just run those updates even automatically or manually by yourself, just clicking within the platform.
Yes, of course, manual updates are always nice to have, and whenever there is a need during the day to just quickly update the feed by going into the platform and just re-importing the data, this is a possibility. But obviously, the automated feature of having hourly updates, which is the most frequent update, it could also be just a few times a day, but having hourly automated updates, it is the add-on that saves, a lot of this frustration on the client side, on the shopper side, and then, as I said, clients are being seen as trustful company that has the latest information on their website.
Yeah, of course. And since we're working in the world of automation within feed management, this is just so crucial to just try and save time and just avoid this repetition on a day-to-day basis, because I doubted my fellow marketers have the time to just go every 1 hour and press the button to update their data. I'm also wondering from the other side of the perspective, how do clients, on the other hand, perceive those type of real-time updates? Obviously, that brings some sort of reasonability and reliance. But what is the connection there when it comes to customer satisfaction in general? Do we see some sort of a trend? Do we get some sort of feedback from clients of our own clients?
Yes, definitely. So hourly updates enhance customer satisfaction by ensuring that the information shoppers see online is accurate,
Exactly.
it is current, and it is correct. And so this reduces the likelihood of customer frustration due to out-of-stock products. The example that you just shared, it's extremely frustrating, and it just it's very unpleasant experience to be notified about a product that you just ordered that is out of stock, or will not be expected to be in stock for the next.
And you also lose the trust as well, as you mentioned.
Exactly. So when there are these out of stock or price discrepancies,
that's even worse.
Yes. So by avoiding these kind of cases, this enhances the overall shopping experience, and then it boosts loyalty, because then these customers might never even come back if they have had such an unpleasant experience.
Yes, of course. So not only that, by not ensuring this type of relevant, updated data, you might be actually losing resellers, purchasers who come back and buy once again. But you're also perhaps losing promoters, which is such an awesome way to gain even more clients by simply word of mouth or writing a review.
Yeah, one thing it's worth mentioning here is that for large datasets, we have the possibility to set up incremental updates, which basically means that we can only update certain fields with modified information since the last product update or feed update, rather than reloading the entire dataset. And this approach saves time and minimizes the workload required to manage the data. We have customers with hundreds of thousands of SKUs. And if we update the whole feed hourly at the same time, then this would significantly makes the process slower. So we might not even manage to update the feed within 1 hour. So going for these incremental updates is what we recommend when we have these large data sets. So only update the fields that are actually changed. And we don't need to look at the whole data set, but just the ones that, needs to be.
Exactly. I think that's also something that relates a lot to what we're trying to preach with our software, and that's flexibility. So exactly this ability to maneuver between different market changes or within whatever type of demands you might have for your own product. So perhaps, as you mentioned, maybe it's unnecessary to just go through those huge chunks of data when you can just do it based on your own principle by demand.
Yeah, exactly. If we are talking specifically about Black Friday, we all know that the most important information to be updated is the prices and stock levels. Like obviously the product descriptions, the product titles, images, they're not going to be changing, multiple times a day. That's not something that usually happens, unless, of course, it depends on it depends a lot on the industry, but in a general case, these types of data fields will not change throughout the day.
I get it. I think that we also speak, and I'm not going to get even tired of repeating that, but that usually when we run multi-channel or omni-channel type of brands, we are always trying to promote the idea that you should always optimize your product feeds for each and specific marketplace or channel that you're aiming at selling different products. And as you just mentioned, images, that brought me to the topic of enriching social images, and also how nowadays social commerce and selling via different social media channels such as Facebook or Instagram, also this whole trend of live shopping and stuff like that. I wanted to quickly ask you how maybe our clients can enrich those social images, how images in general affect sales. Do they have a big impact? Do they not? Are there any different tips and tricks that different e-commerce merchants should follow for different types of social media channels? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, of course. Well, we all know that social media in general is very visual,
Yes.
like very visual channel to show and to display and sell your product on. So, if you want to stand out, the images that you need to create there need to be as captivating as possible. And also, the other very important things is that they need to be visually aligned with the branding and the messaging of your company. What basically the marketing, the branding principles that you have, for example, on your website or in your communication, they also need to be reflected on the images that you show on the different, if whether it's social media or just marketplaces in general. But by using consistent visual elements and promotional messages, businesses can create a unified brand experience that resonates more effectively with their audience across different platforms. And then the other thing that we have actually recently, we have just launched our new image editor, where you can use product data, like real product data from your source feed, and add it to the images. And we see that it has become a common practice already for almost any company that sells on social media. So adding the brand, the logo of the company, making some kind of template, a frame with the company colors, the
branded palette.
Exactly, the palette and like the colors they use in their all the other marketing materials that they have. Using pricing data to actually show the actual price on the image itself. So brand, price, maybe even some important attributes like size and color, just to show the most relevant information on the image. So the person who's looking at the ad can see all the information without even reading the description. They can just see everything on the image itself.
Yeah, I think since the whole environment of online shopping is getting more and more competitive, as it's getting easier and easier to even open up an online shop, pretty much everyone can do that. It's just so critical to just be able to captivate within seconds, to just leave this mark on someone's mind just by simply looking at it and communicating the most important bits for that product by just a few seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone is fighting for this attention span, right? Especially on social media. Like, this is just what social media is, essentially. You just need to show everything within seconds, and the person, like the user, the shopper looking at the ad, if they don't get the information within the seconds, they might not even, go into the website.
Keep scrolling.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. I'm wondering though. I assume that a lot of marketers or just experts who are working for their own maybe online shop, they use some sort of side programs, some different platforms or just softwares, downloadable softwares to edit those sort of images, those creatives, those visuals for their ads. So I'm wondering, what is the difference when it comes to WakeupData? How do we also cleverly help our own clients to improve their visuals without needing to get out of our platform?
Yeah. So there are a lot of features that the image transformation tool offers. And one of the things, as I just mentioned, is adding the data from their source feed into the image, or certain fields from the data, like certain type of data, depending on the industry. The other thing is you can remove backgrounds. So you create a more like a cleaner image.
Exactly.
Especially if you want to add data on top of the image. If you have an image that contains a very like lively background, for example, or some kind of an environment picture, then it might you might have the opposite effect of creating a picture that's too messy, like too intense, something just unpleasant to look at. So we have the possibility of removing a background in our action tool. So that is an additional tool that we have where we can remove background for a large amount of products, and we do it once for these products. And then the client can use this kind of cleaner image to then just add different
layers on top of it. Yeah. When you mention layers, I always think about those promo scripts on top of different products, such as sale or Black Friday or Get Now or
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Yeah. It's something that you see absolutely every single time that you browse for different types of products online, no matter what channel you're going through. I know that we witness quite a lot with our clients that sometimes they're lacking some sort of data for their products, because when you think about product fees, you're thinking about those vast amounts of data, different descriptions such as and attributes that it connects, like different types of colors. They can come in many variants. Let's say you can even have for one product 20 types of variants, or different types of names. So I know that it's some sort of an issue for some of our clients to fetch that data, because it's built across a lot of channels, especially when talking about multi or omni-channel brands. How can we assist in fetching that data, finding that data? How can we help them do that?
So when we talk about gaps in the data, we can we have a feature called data scraping, which essentially means that we can go into the product pages and scan the page for any data that's missing in the feed, and then add this data into the feed. So that could be anything from missing, let's say, detailed product descriptions or some sort of product specifications. It could be missing categories. It could be maybe not updated images. So using some old images in the feed, and like on the website, they might actually have new updated images. So anything that's missing or not updated, we can go to the product page. Like we can set up a scrape that scans the product pages and extract this information directly from the pages. And that is, of course, an ongoing thing that we do, depending on how often it's set up to run. But it's by default it runs once a day. Again, depending on what kind of data we are talking about, for other more important attributes like prices and stock levels, as I mentioned earlier, it might be worth doing it more often. But normally we do it once a day to extract the product information that's missing from the feed, and then we incorporate that into the channel feed, and in this way we enrich the feed and for better optimization.
Sometimes you already have all of the means and all of the data, you just don't know where you're storing it. So I think it's so important to actually get a hold of your own information and just utilize it, because we witness that quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but speaking of where you store this information, it could also be that Um, you, as you just said, you store different data on different, let's say, platforms, different systems, or even different, I don't know, separate sheets. And in many cases, it's also about integrating all these data, like adding it together, merging it maybe together, so that we can use this in the channel feed. So there's also a possibility of adding an additional step to the main source feed, whether it's coming from a URL or if it's coming from a crawl, and then add another step from, let's say, a Google Sheet or another URL of another system that the client has.
Another means of resource.
Exactly.
Data.
Exactly. Yeah. And in that way, we add them all together, put them together, and then create the feed, the output feed that goes into the channel.
We've had a couple of smaller customers of ours who approach us and they just say, okay, I'm selling whatever type of products, let's say on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm also running some Google ads, but I don't really have a product listing. I don't have any file, so I can't really deliver you that feed directly to you. So pretty much what the hell can I import within the platform if I don't have it all combined together? So I think it's worth for you to mention that by simply crawling different websites or different types of data sources that they might have, we can scrape that data and build a feed from literally nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So the crawl website feature is designed specifically for those clients that cannot provide feeds. They cannot. They don't have a structured listings of their products, and they don't. They cannot generate a feed from their e-commerce for some reason, and there are these cases. We see that quite a lot, actually. The way it works technically is our system scans the website, similar to what we would do if we scrape the data, and we extract the relevant product information from the product pages, such as product titles, descriptions, prices, images, and all that. And then this data is structured into a comprehensive output feed that can be used across various marketing channels. Maybe it's worth mentioning here the difference between product scrape, website scrape, and website crawl, because it's often confused, I believe. Essentially, it is the same technology, but the difference is that when we crawl a website, we don't have anything, any other information other than the website.
Exactly.
So we don't have the specific product pages provided by the client. We don't have any other kind of things to base it on. Just go into the website and try to extract as many product information from as many pages as possible. Whereas when we scrape the data, we already have the product pages, either from the source feed or maybe from the sitemap of the client, and we set it up based on these product pages to extract the product information from these specific product pages that we have.
As our audience probably can already see, there are so many variables that we take into account whenever we approach a client's case. It's definitely not all black and white. There is not a right way to go. There are just some main strategies that we always apply, but we always find a way through our success team of how we can actually build the best setup for our clients. I'm wondering, because you are talking with a lot of the agencies and online shops that we work with every single day. What is their opinion? What is that insight that they give to you? Which of all of the add-ons and different features and tools that we have embedded within our huge toolbox is the most used one, the most commonly needed and frequently used one?
That depends a lot on the client and on the specific challenges that their client is facing, obviously. But I would say the most used ones, the most, the tools, the features that they find most valuable is definitely, the possibility for WakeupData to scrape websites, something that very few tools can do, like feed management tools. Then the other thing is our image transformation tool, which is especially interesting for the e-commerce, the social media managers. And one feature I find incredibly valuable is actually our newest AI tool. And with this tool, you can, for instance, analyze product descriptions, and based on the information in these product descriptions, the AI will add crucial information, and it will populate crucial information such as size, color, and other attributes into their own separate fields. Another example is to automatically categorize products, and
which is so crucial. Categorization is so commonly just underestimated and placed on the side.
And it could be an extremely daunting task.
Yeah.
If you have to manually create rules to categorize the product, or based on other attributes in the feed, especially when you have a large amount of SKUs. So by leveraging this AI tool that we have created, clients can save significant time and resources while optimizing their product feed and performance. And just for better return on investment.
I also know that by using our own AI tool, you're also lowering the risk of getting any detentions or rejections on different information. So that's also pretty useful, I would say, because you can really get banned or get some of your products rejected.
Yeah, I mean, the data feed quality and analysis in general is always important. And that's why we recommend this to be the final step before sending the feed to any channel. So if you have the possibility of reviewing the data, and of course we also have some built-in tools for Google Shopping, for example, we have the channel review and all that. But with the AI tool, this will be further expanded, hopefully. This is something that should be part of the process, and it shouldn't be a no-brainer.
Of course.
Yes.
On that topic about the future and this super trendy topic at the moment about artificial intelligence and how the newest technology can just help us save time and also lower this repetitive task, but sometimes even do a better job than humans can. At least taking it with a grain of salt always. But how do you imagine the future of product feed management? You're working in this world of e-commerce for more than 5 years, so you've seen all different types of data. What do you think the future might bring for in general for online shopping, but also for WakeupData?
I mean, it is undoubtedly moving towards greater automation. Which, it's
I'm not complaining about that.
Yes, and it's not within feed management, but just in general, how you can automate more and more in your daily life, no matter what you do. Greater personalization as well, and integration with emerging technologies. I mean, if we're talking specifically about WakeupData, we are, what we have done now with the AI tool, I mean, it is just the beginning, but I mean, machine learning in general and incorporating that in our tool will also be something we will continue working on in the future as well. And we are proactively preparing for these changes by continuously innovating our platform. We are investing and enhancing in AI capabilities. What we have currently in the platform, it's just the beginning, as I said, and we will obviously add more possibilities as we go. And depending on the client's needs and the feedback we get from the clients, like what would be useful for them, what are the things that they might be missing, and maybe some, ideas that they have. We will provide more intelligent insights and, automation. And the other big thing that we are preparing for is we're working on a new UI, so to say, or not a new UI, but maybe an improved UI to make the platform more intuitive and more user-friendly, which is something that we strive towards like all the time, basically. And our goal is to make it easier to use by basically redesigning the navigation that we have currently. So we are trying to simplify, the menu, the navigation menu, and just the structure of it. So the functionality will be the same, and everything that's available now will be available, but hopefully in a easier to use way, like more pleasant way, and more kind of modern design that enhances usability.
Yeah, it's so crucial to just try and stay up to date with all of those technological trends and different opportunities that we have ahead of us, and also at WakeupData, kind of trying to learn from the past, learn from our many years of experience, but at the same time look into the future and what could be optimized, what could be made more intuitive. And as the whole platform is literally built by marketeers for marketeers, so it's from vital importance to us to listen and to get feedback. I think that's one of the reasons why we're also hosting this type of interviews, to just hear out what our audience thinks, what are they interested in, what are those hot, complicated topics that sometimes they can't find exact answers. The pain points, because there are a lot of large quantities of articles that explain stuff, but they're a little bit intangible, a little bit more chewy, a little bit more gummy. So we're trying to give something a little bit more solid that you can actually apply starting today. So I think we answered approximately 10 questions for today. We'll keep the rest for another time. Yes, we want to gather even more of your inquiries. So please do reach to us if you feel like there is something that wasn't clear, or if you would like to test some of the add-ons that we have just mentioned. I assume that the AI one, the AI enrichment tool, will be the most trending one for sure. But do reach out, give feedback, get us ideas of how we can get better, because that's all we live by, constantly moving forwards and improving. So I hope that we'll see each other soon with the third interview with Lora or with someone else from the team. So, and as always, take action
and stay connected.